Hey guys, what's up? Long time no see. Been an MIA. As usual, I kind of do that thing. But I do have a reason, and I've had some setbacks that I want to talk about, fill you in on, and yeah, I will do that. But now, I'm just currently making lunch, trying to get back into the swing of things. It's like I've forgotten how to YouTube, so I'm really just gonna. I've literally made probably a whole previous video that I just decided I didn't want to edit and post. So we're going to try this again. I'm going to try not to overthink. And then, mostly just focus on eating my food because I'll go into that later. But this is my pre-workout meal. I'll take you along the workout. Then I'll fill you in and kind of what's been going on.
Motherfucker, I've been mortified, fortified, feeling like a Mordecai. I ain't regular, feel like Jordan wearing 45. Traumatized, victimized, seen some of my die. Knock you off a base with a bat when them niggas slide. Homicide, genocide, televised, emphasize, perpetuating war. Tell that nigga he gon' pick a side. Hood ties from hood lines, now niggas doing dope lines. Don't run into the cops, that's a big exercise. Don't run into the cops, that's the motto. I don't see it coming to an end like legato. Get chipped like staccato, send a wave through the hood, now it's sounding like vibrato. Why you eat bread with avocado? We be trying to dodge shells before it landing our tomato. Singing all my sorrows on Apollo. I've been trying to pave the way, but they didn't tell me it was potholes. America ain't dreaming, it been scheming when the birth of a nation came from black. We all know it's black genius. Everybody love the culture, they be black by convenience.
Hold on, my killer. You talking way too much conscience. Speak about some girls or some money or some diamonds or something. I'm not telling you to rap, not to rap how you rap, but make something we can vibe to.
Sounding like a real anthem. Shawty saw my wallet, now she think I answer. Whoa, telling me she wanted me to hammer. Trying to get saved, baby, I am not the answer. No, I can never trick. Unless the bitch is my bitch with a kiss on my lips like, I am not a pimp with a limp. I'm a man with a gift, and I'm doing my shit like, Tell them other nips, I'm the nip. I'm the man in the city, and my bank account bigger, and my body count bigger. That's without a doubt. I'm 100 steps ahead, that's a lot of mouth. That's a lot of clout. What you all about? What your dollar amount? You a boy scout, I'm a big dog. Tell the truth.
Pretty solid back workout. Back workouts have become one of my favorites ever since my previous coach told me my back sucked. So it's been kind of my mission to improve my back, and I think I've been decently successful at that. So I'll have to do a comparison, but I know I brought it up a little bit, hopefully enough to place in the show that I'm planning on doing in November, which definitely have been in my head about considering the hiccup that I experienced. So a little bit of backstory. Had a bit of a hiccup. I landed myself in the hospital over it, and I'll have to tell you about that in a bit after I make my post-workout meal. So this is my cream of rice. We got 90 grams here. About to create that. Then I just put some protein powder in it. It's kind of not great, but it's a great post-workout meal. So I'll catch up. I will catch you up once I eat that, because it's late. I gotta get this down. Alright, so let's talk about this setback I have recently had. And just to preface this before anyone jumps to conclusions, I've been getting a lot of comments lately on my fallow videos because trans topics are really a hot topic right now. So there's been a lot of people finding my videos, leaving some not so kind comments. I've developed some pretty thick skin over the years, so it doesn't just destroy me, but it does get under your skin sometimes, especially when it becomes more frequent enough. I've been waking up pretty much every morning with some new comments that's like telling me I'm a freak or telling me I mutilated myself, and it's not the most fun thing to wake up to. So before anyone goes assuming that my setback was related to anything trans, any trans surgery, any trans complication, that is not the case. Doesn't have anything to do with being a bodybuilder. It doesn't have anything to do with my diet or etc. So if you could save some unsolicited advice, that would be solid. What happened was basically a freak thing. The 22nd, which was actually my girlfriend and I's 1-year anniversary, I had a situation where my intestines decided they were going to twist. I believe, this is called an internal hernia, which is actually pretty rare, but it does happen sometimes. And basically my intestine just found a little place to go into that it was not supposed to go into, or twisted, or something along those lines. Basically, it was the most painful thing I have ever experienced in my life. And luckily, it did resolve without surgery, but I did stay in the hospital for about 3.5 days. I went there, I went to the emergency room and had like a CT scan and all that. And they saw, that my intestine I had a blockage. It was twisted. It was an internal hernia. And so the protocol was complete bowel rest, which consists of no food, no liquids, nothing by mouth. So I was just surviving off the IV fluids from the hospital. So I had to stay in the hospital. And basically, there's a few steps to these obstructions, and that is, they try bowel rest first to see if it resolves. If that doesn't work, they do an NG tube where they stick this tube down your nose into your stomach or whatever, and I didn't have to experience that, so I'm not too sure of what that all consists of, but I heard it was very uncomfortable, so I'm glad that I did not have to do that. Although at one point it was so painful, I was just like, let's just do that to get this over with. And if that doesn't work, then they put you in surgery. So luckily, things resolved itself on its own with bowel rest. So I couldn't eat or drink anything for like 2 whole days. Then they moved me to clear liquids. Then they moved me to liquids that weren't clear, like soup and stuff like that. First time didn't go so well, so they regressed me back to just the clear liquids. But eventually I was able to get to liquids, and then I was able to try solid foods, and then they don't let you leave until you fart and poop. And then finally Saturday, that gift was given to me and everyone else in the hospital that was like ready to see me go, and then I was able to go home. However, not being able to eat hardly anything put me down about 8 pounds, which was pretty significant in such a short amount of time, but I wasn't able to eat, and my body's used to eating a lot, so I lost a pretty good amount of weight pretty quickly. I was pretty hydrated though, because that was just a constant IV drip. So, setbacks on a few fronts. It was basically a pretty mental mind fuck for a bit there, because after your intestines do that, it feels sore for quite some time. So it's still a little bit sore after a couple of weeks. So every time I digest something or eat something, I feel a similar pain in that area. And I know it's just soreness, like residual soreness, but my brain likes to sometimes get scared that it's going to happen again, because there really isn't like an explanation to it. There isn't a preventative thing to it. My doctor did say if it's something that keeps occurring, they might look into it more to see if there's some sort of hernia going on that they would need to address. But right now it's just being labeled as a freak accident. So hopefully that is the case. The doctor said it could happen again, but he was like, hopefully not for another 5 years, which was not exactly comforting, because I would prefer it never to happen again, because it was excruciating. If you've ever experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just awful. You can't get comfortable. I could hardly stand up. Lifting my legs was excruciating. I was basically just I was like in the fetal position on my right side, just stuck there. And I could give you the whole in-depth story probably if you want, or I could just send you to the latest podcast where you get the whole story. I'll put that down below somewhere. I talked about it on the lab podcast, and that's a lot easier to listen to than just having me ramble on here. But essentially it was a mindfuck. It set me back 8 pounds, and I started to doubt whether I was going to be ready for the competition I'm planning to do in November. And I'm still kind of in that space where I'm feeling like I'm not going to be prepared enough. And I know it was only a few days, but I think I was already starting to feel like, I was behind, or I'm not big enough to be competitive or do well. So it's kind of, it's a wait and see kind of thing. I should be starting prep in July, and I'm just gonna trust my coach and trust his opinion, and if he thinks I'm ready, if he says, nah, I think we should take some more time, then I will take some more time. But as of right now, he still thinks that things will be okay and I can continue as planned. So I'm just gonna follow the plan, do as coach says, make sure I leave no more stones left unturned besides that little hiccup that was out of my control. But since getting back, I've just felt pretty all over the place, trying to kind of find my grip again on my routine, my life, and things like that. So it's been a couple of weeks of just trying to adjust back to being home and eating enough, because I was told to kind of gradually up my food and not just to go back into it full force, because I don't know how it happened, but I was not wanting it to even remotely happen again. So I'm finally at a point where I'm almost up to where I was as far as food goes. And so I'm at that point where I'm just in a reset mode. I'm looking to get back on the horse. And so I guess that's kind of what I'm going to be documenting here. I'm still in bulk mode. I'll probably give you a little physique update come tomorrow morning. So basically, I'm gonna sign off for tonight, but I will see you tomorrow. My mission, my goal here is to make sure that I am getting back on schedule, going to bed on time, not staying up too late, and getting up early in the morning so that I have enough time to get all my meals in, because if I wake up late, I pretty much fuck myself over and it's just too much food for me to get in altogether. So I still have my cream of rice here, and it's almost 6 p.m. and that's not okay for my schedule and getting in on my foods, because at this point I will end up going to bed too late again and the cycle will continue. So we're gonna break that cycle today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I will see you in the morning. See if I get up on time. All right, so let's take my weight. I didn't quite make my wake up time. It's about 6:45. So, oops. But I am finally getting my weight back up. I don't know if you can see that, but when I got out of the hospital, I was about 152.6. Now 158.8. Yesterday I was 159.2. Had a little bit of an off day yesterday. I didn't get all my meals in. So we'll see where we're going. Hopefully we're heading in the right direction. Ready to just get back on it and keep growing. So when I start prep in the summer, I'll be ready to go. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll get a physique update next time. I'm not awake yet, but wait for it, it'll come, and hopefully y'all decide to join me for prep. But this is kind of like pre-prep. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast and wake up a little bit and get to work. But peace out, guys. I'll see you next time.